What is up, everybody? Felipe, Miranda here again. Today we're in Celebration Park in Naples. I was doing some showings in South Naples, just showing some new build communities we have in the area. You know, I decided I stop by, do a quick video for you guys, and grab a margarita here. It's not 5 o'clock yet, so don't tell anybody. This is gonna be our secret, okay? So Celebration Park is actually pretty cool. It's a little food truck. I don't know, there's a bunch of food trucks and there's a little bar at the end. Lots of seating. I'm kind of sitting a little bit like in a secluded area, but you overlook the water. Naples Bay is right down there. You can, you can get here by boat, as you can see, or obviously by car, as I did. It's off of Bay Shore. There are some things I want to talk to you guys about. Some things may be obvious, but some things you may not have considered about doing a new build. And is a new build right for you? Hopefully I can help you in your process of moving to Naples, or whether you already live here in Naples and you just want to get a new build. Let's talk about it. So first things first, all right, there's actually opportunities right now where you can buy a new build. So that's really interesting, because as of just a few months ago, you really couldn't even get into a new build. I mean, several clients would call me saying, hey, I want to buy an X community, Y community. And then we would look, there would be no lot opportunities, or there will be bidding wars. You know, a lot would be released. Some builders were only releasing 4 lots a month, 2 lots a month, 5 lots a month. And there were bidding wars in those lots. So a $200,000 lot premium was selling for $450 at Ardina, $500,000. And other times there was just a waiting list was just too long. You didn't even have the opportunity to get into what you wanted, right? I'm sorry, I'm gonna put my glasses on, guys. It's really hard to see. I hope it doesn't bother you. We had the lot premium situation. We had the no availability, right? Enormous waiting lists. Some builders were doing a lottery system where, you just basically put your name down the list. As a lot became available, you had to pick the name out of a hat. Well, guess what? Those days, right now, we're in off season. We have inventory. Those days, I don't want to say they're over, because we don't know what's going to happen right now during season coming up. Obviously, with dead smack middle of the summer. September is typically our slowest month out of the year, historically, right? Long story short, if you are looking to get into a new community right now, there are several new communities, new construction communities from many different builders, whether you're looking at Taylor Morrison, D.R. Horton, Neal Communities, Toll Brothers as opportunities, Pulte Homes. I mean, you name it, guys. You name it, there's opportunity out there. So that's number one. We can actually go under contract if you want a new build. Also, the lot premiums, we're seeing some of the lot premiums getting a little better, right? There were, the construction costs, the base prices of the homes are still going to be there, but the lot premiums are getting better. We're seeing that, which is obviously better opportunities pricing wise. So let's start with, there's 3 really main types of new builds that we could do here in Southwest Florida, okay? So the first type would be really a dirt start, right? You're going to pick out your lot, pay your lot premium. You're going to pick out the model that you want, and we're going to build your home. We're going to go into the design center. You're going to pick out your finishes. That process usually takes about 1 year to 1.5 years. If it's a very custom home, a community that allows for custom builders, that process usually takes about 2 years. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're at a higher end community, that could be a 2-year process. But in most communities that are your national builders, we're going to see about a 1 to 1.5 year turnaround. Second option would be your spec homes or your inventory homes. So those homes are kind of pre-selected. The finishes are pre-selected by the builder. The floor plan is pre-selected by the builder. Just going to go in. Those homes are going to be, say, between 2 and 4 months out from being ready. What I like about that is you can actually see the lot it's being built on. Usually there's homes around it. You can kind of see how your neighbors are structured, what's going to be behind, what kind of view you're going to have. You can see that a little bit better. Also, you'll know exactly the finishes the builders are picking. Keep in mind that usually these builders have very good designers, and those designers are going to be picking finishes that are proven that most people like, right? So it's going to be your clean looking, maybe your whites, your grays, your light tones, really nice cabinetry, countertops. So everything's really going to flow as how most people would have picked the home. So you're not going to find a spec home that's very unique, right? A custom unique build that's very difficult to find. If you don't want to wait the 1 to 2 year time frame, those are pretty cool, because you say, hey, I like the slot, I like this home, I like this model, I like these finishes, let's go for that. 2 to 4 months, you're in the house. And the third option really is going to be your quick move-in homes. So builders do that. They will basically just have homes that are already ready to go. those are great because it's kind of like you're buying a new build that's ready to go, kind of like you're doing a resale. You know, you can close within 15 to 30 days, depending if you're paying cash or financing. But those are brand new builds. You can see the exact final finished product. You walk in it, you see, you know, hey, these are the actual finishes. This is what the house looks like. Love it, hate it, you know, go for it, don't go for it. At least you know you can move in right away. So that's why it's very important, guys. Make sure you call me. You know, my phone number is going to be right here at the screen at all times. We can do a Zoom consultation, or we can do a phone consultation, whatever you're more comfortable with. And I can kind of show you the area, show you the new build communities right now, show everything that's available. I am always in touch with the builders. The builders call me. You know, sometimes if somebody backs out of a deal, even they're building a house, it's going to be ready in a couple months. Something happens, they can't financially do it. The house comes back on the market. The builders will call me and say, hey, Felipe, you got a buyer for me. You know, I got such and such floor plan, came back on the market. Do you have somebody for it? So make sure you call me. All right, so the third point I want to make here is you have to keep in mind you're kind of going to be living in a little bit of a construction zone for a while if you're moving in on a community that's, you know, just starting now. So say, for example, you got a community that has, you know, 150 homes built, but it's going to be an 850 home community. There's a 3 to 5 year build out period, right? You know that you're going to be buying that house and there's going to be all this construction going on. You know, sometimes you're going to see, you know, a dumpster down the street. You're going to have, you know, painters and trucks and things like that going around. Now, obviously the builders are very mindful that there are people already living in the community, so they're not going to be blocking the roads or doing anything crazy like that. That's the con, right? We always want to be upfront about the pros and the cons. That's a huge con. You're going to live in a construction zone for a while. Now, the big pro about that is when you're one of the first people to be in a new build community, you are most likely going to have the upside of the equity, right? So the more the community gets built out, once the amenities come in, your clubhouse, your pool, all those things come in, you're going to have, you know, your home is just appreciating. If you move into a community in the early stages, most likely to get the better lots, right? Because a lot of times the better lots will be sold in the forefront of the building, and then, you know, at the very end, that's when they sell those lots that are maybe, you know, kind of near a main road or something like that. They'll have a little bit of noise or there's some obstruction to the view. So keep in mind of that as well. So it's not a terrible thing to be in the beginning of a community if you're looking for the upside of appreciation, but you're going to have the downside of construction. Number 4, we're going to talk about advertisement. And what I mean by that is you're going to notice that if you go into a new builder website, you're going to find they're going to say, hey, this home starts at whatever, 588,000, 600,000, starts at 800,000, right? Now they're only talking about the base price of the home. That's very important to know because that does not include the lot premium and that does not include your upgrades. Now there are exceptions to that rule, like a DR Horton, for example. I just did a video at Tamarindo last week, right? That's an all-included spec home, everything picked out the door. They're going to give you a price, say, Mr. Miranda, your house is going to cost you $590,000. That's the out-the-door price, right? Now, most other builders, you're going to Pulte, like I said, you know, all the ones I mentioned before, Taylor Morrison, whatever, Neil Communities. It's always going to be, you know, you're going to look at that base price, but you need to add, hey, the lot premium could be 30 grand, it could be 150 grand, it could be 200 grand, depending if you have a really nice water view, if it's a premium lot, or do you have a nice preserve view, or is your backyard going to overlook another property, right? So that could be a $35,000, $40,000 lot premium. So the lot premium is huge. And then the next thing you got to account for is upgrades. So upgrades usually we see anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000 you're going to end up spending at the design center. You know, $65K. Obviously, guys, it depends on the price of the home. I'm talking about your typical houses between, say, you know, $600,000-$700,000 to maybe 1.2, 1.4 million. Okay, kind of that sweet spot right there. You know, you could easily spend $100,000. You could go higher because, you know, say you spend. Say a house is $600,000 base price. You spend 100 grand on the lot. That's 700,000. Now you spend $80,000 at the design center. That's 780,000. You want to do a structural upgrade, like you want to extend your lanai. You want a nice lanai living space. That's another, say, 30 grand, 35 grand. And then you want to add a pool. That's another 80 to 120,000, right? So you're starting in the 600s, but then all of a sudden you're almost at $1 million or over $1 million. So keep that in mind. Very important to know. What's advertised on those websites for the builders is not what you're going to get. Very important. You know, call me. I can walk you through those communities. Some lot premiums are going to be crazy, and then they sell out of those lots at the community, and then there's new lots released that are much cheaper, much more expensive. So I'm always keeping an eye and a pulse on that. Okay, so very important to stay in touch with me. All right, let's talk about now warranties. It's something that you're going to expect on a new build, and it's actually a nice thing to have. You're going to have some saddling within the first year, right? You're going to have some cracking. You may have an issue with some electrical outlet, or it could be something minor. It could be something major. God forbid you have a roof leak. I mean, I don't know, not a typical thing, but any of those things are going to be covered. Usually you have your first year, you're kind of like bumper to bumper, you know, your porch to porch, whatever you call it, kind of your engulfing warranty that takes care of the whole home. And then you're going to have a structural warranty. You see something structurally wrong with the home, the builders will stand behind it. You know, every builder has their own warranty system, but it's important to know that, hey, you're buying a new build, you are getting a warranty with it. That's a huge pro. My opinion is, if I were to do a new construction, what I would do. Okay, so this is, again, my opinion, something I want to bring up to you, and the reasons why I would consider that. If I was to buy a new build, I would look into something that has been recently built, but is not a new build. What do I mean by that? You look for something that was built in 2019, 2020, 2021, or even 2022, right? You got to remember, things happen, circumstances change in people's lives. So let's say somebody, you know, the Smiths move into a property in 2020. Now, when you buy a new construction, you got to remember, a lot of the things that we overlook, like say your window coverings, right? Those don't come with the house, and those can be a few $1,000s to many $1,000s, obviously, which way you go. If you want to put nice plantation shutters or whatever, you know, electric shutters, maybe an accent wall. They'll tile just the main areas, but they'll put carpeting in the living room. So, you know, that person may have moved into the house. The Smiths may have moved in and said, no, you know, let's just match the tile. They tiled the entire home. They maybe upgraded the lighting, and lighting fixtures are very expensive, right? When you're buying a new build, lighting is not going to come with it. Lighting will come with it, but nice custom lighting is super expensive. I mean, the designers at the design centers will tell you, do not buy our expensive lighting, get basic lighting, and then you go yourself and you shop for those lightings. And some people will spend thousands of dollars on that. Crown moldings, whatever, right? So a lot of people move into a home and spend several $1,000s upgrading and landscaping. I would look for those homes, right? And also you got to remember, say a community started in 2019, 2020, those may be the premium lots. So sometimes you may look and you say, hey, this house was built in 2020, it's selling for the same price as a new build that I could get under contract today, right? But when you add everything up, all the additional costs you're going to have, you know, maybe your lot location, that could be in a nice cul-de-sac. You may have a beautiful water view, whatever the case is. It's something to consider. It's something I wanted to bring to your attention. I always like going that route if possible. If you want a house right away, if you don't want to wait, you know, the timing for a new construction, that's a great way to get into new construction, the quote-unquote easy way. And a lot of times they'll even come furnished, which is a big plus. The last thing I want to talk about, which I already touched on, is the expenses, right? When you're getting a new construction, you're gonna have expenses that you want to think about. Like I just said, you know, window coverings is a huge one. Lighting fixtures, you're usually gonna have the cheaper lighting fixtures put on the house. So you're gonna want a nice, maybe a chandelier in your entryway, or something overlooking your dining room table. You know, you may want some specific can lighting or whatever, right? Those things all add up. Backsplash, you may want an upgrade, and maybe you don't have the builder put a backsplash. You want to put your own nice backsplash, or you're gonna hire somebody to do for you. Your closets, you may want to, hey, they're just going to put some typical wire, you know, maybe some wire shelving on your closets, but you want some nice custom, maybe wood cabinetry or whatever, right? I mean, there's so many things you can do to upgrade your home, to make it, to take the house and make it a home, right? So those are things you want to consider. You are going to have some costs after you close. The landscaping, right? Some communities may give you some very bare landscaping, and you may want to plant some extra flowers, maybe some bushes for some privacy in your back lanai. I think I covered most of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today. If you find that I missed something, make sure to let me know. I haven't even drank my margarita. It's just sitting here. I got to take a sip of this bad boy. It's muy bueno, very good. Okay guys, so as you know, I do these videos for you. I hope it brings value to you and your family. I want to be a part if you're looking to move to Naples, if you already live in Naples or looking to sell your home. Would love to tell you about my marketing strategy, how I can sell your home for you. I work all over Southwest Florida. I know this channel is mostly, I try to keep it mostly about Naples, but really, you know, Estero, Bonita Springs, Fort Myers, Cape Coral. I mean, everything's almost interconnected, although they're very different, right? And they don't have their own characteristics. I work all the areas, guys. So if you're looking to come anywhere in Southwest Florida, then these tips I gave you today does not only apply to Naples, right? Obviously applies to new build anywhere, really anywhere, I think in most of the country. I hope that was value to you. I am always available for those of you that have already tried to call me. You know that I answer the phone. If I don't answer the phone, I will call you back, I will email you back, I'll text you back. So just however you want to get a hold of me, by text, email, call, I'm here to serve you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video.